Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast in a game between EG Strife Crow, EG Axlab against Mousesports' Ghost and Mousesports' Sick here on Tempest. Now, yeah, it looked like, even when I was loading up the game, it looked like the allies were actually displayed a little bit funny, but it doesn't seem to be the case. But let's more concentrate on this game. Tempest, a 2v2 map with 8 starting locations. Really two ways to play this. You can either be cross spawn from your opponent, excuse me, or you can be spawned spawn directly to the left or to the right. Either way, there is a Sonaga watchtower in the center portion of the map that reveals a good portion of the map and what's happening, and very, very crucial to the gameplay. We now have Axlab making his way out with this probe, also warping in a pylon on the low ground. We'll see what that pylon is used for, whether we go for an early gateway or an early forge. Early gateways, obviously more production units. Early forge does allow for you to wall off or try to place down some cannons and protect both you and your opponent, to try to do a little bit more risky maneuver. But an SCV now simply coming up the ramp already and looking to scout out the Protoss. Axlab currently sitting at 13/18 food, not chrono boosting, interesting enough. Now there we go, there's the chrono boost. We should be getting an assimilator now up and running, as a probe will be able to come inside that ramp in just a moment. A barracks about to be completed here. Spawning pool also about to be completed, as we are seeing a lot of gas. So this is gas first. I think this was a 9 extractor followed by a 10 pool based upon the timing. Yeah, it was a very, very early spawning pool placed down at around the 1 minute and 30-second mark. And meanwhile, Strife Crow is back over here, and he will be mining out just a little bit more. And it looks like he's going to be making banelings. Not 100% sure. I can't read that all too well, but we are going into a tech lab and now going for a second barracks as well. So it may be perhaps Marines with combat shield, and then Zerglings to try to deal some damage and do a decent surround there. We should be getting a Cybernetics core in just a moment. Where is it? Cybernetics core being placed down over here, so it looks like another gateway going to be placed down here as the SCV and the probe are battling it out. Zerglings now finally coming over, and that SCV's days are numbered. Needs to try to get as much scouting information as possible. And opting does now come down over here, as there are going to be some Zerglings coming in. So we are getting another gateway here, and a Zealot needs to hold position. And yes, it is going to hold position right there. No, it is actually trying to chase. It should just hold position right there, as a Zealot now finally makes its way out. And those other Zerglings may be able to come into that location there. Finally, once again, going to re-hold into that position. A sentry needs to be warped in, or a stalker. Something needs to be trained up that has a range attack, as the Zerglings are now pulling their way back. It doesn't look like a Baneling's Nest has come into play at all, as the extractor was cancelled for just a moment. It looked like he went into 19/18 food for just a second, and then decided to back off. We are going into a concussive shell, so it's going to be Marauder Zergling play. So the Marauders are going to be there to try to slow down and kite units, and perhaps deal with those roaches at a range. And the Marauders are also going to be able to fight back and deal damage towards these gateways, and forcing the roaches to try to engage and try to push out. There are going to be some SCVs as well. SCVs they're able to place down bunkers with adding additional range onto those units. Onto those Marauders with a range of 7 are going to be absolutely just devastating to deal with, especially with those 2 SCVs now leading the way. Marauders coming in, more Marauders coming in from behind as well. So it's going to be a total of 4 Marauders, as an SCV perhaps going to position itself there. And now this is going to be a very, very interesting show, as the bunkers are being placed down. One ghost now, one of the roaches simply taken down there. Sentries are coming in as well, but the Marauders here on the low ground just making it a very interesting play. And oh, in comes some force fields there, so the probes are able to make their way out, but Zerglings now going to try to come in and do a surround here, and they're able to sneak by as well. The Zealots trying to battle it out, the Marauders smartly going after the roaches, as the Zerglings are now able to run by, and if this gateway, this pylon does get taken down, Axtab will not be able to train any additional units. He is now getting a Chrono Boost, but not really able to upgrade into Warp Gates at all, as the Zerglings now running around inside Axtab's base, and there is the weakness inside in this particular opening. The Marauders going to jump inside the bunker. The two are lower hit point Marauders jumping in the bunker. SCVs are repairing, and wow, Mousesports looking like they're going to take this game with relative ease, as the gateways are no longer in production. The Marauders are going to try to walk up the ramp, deal some damage back towards those roaches. One roach already down, trying to deal some damage back towards the other roaches as well. Down goes that final roach, and now with an Immortal coming out, that Immortal needs to make its way out rather quickly, but Axtab once again going to lose another pylon, and that Immortal will get stuck. So another stuck Immortal. That Immortal would have been absolutely huge in this battle against these Marauders. Zerglings are now taken down out over here. That low hit point Marauder playing it very, very safe on the inside. And now just dealing so much damage. Probes trying to fight back. Axtab is in trouble. That Immortal is stuck in limbo, as that pylon is now finally coming back online. A Chrono Boost should be helping that unit out in just a moment. Zerglings and Roaches trying to battle that out. Probes now being forced to hide on the far side, as the SCV is going to finish another bunker here. So we are going to have now Zerglings coming in, 2 sentries coming in, as well as the Immortal trying to battle it out. Are we going to get some force fields? Yeah, force fields protecting and now limiting the amount of surface area on that Immortal there. But the Immortal, if it tries to move out, is going to take a lot of damage in just a moment. You can see the Roaches trying to make their way out. The Zerglings getting a quick surround. Probes should be battling it out as well, taking down some of those Zerglings. Down goes that Immortal. That would have been the savior if it had arrived to the party just 2 minutes earlier. A bunker is going to get sniped down over here, but it's just too much. So much of a larger army coming in by Mousesports. 5 Marauders slowly making their way in. Zerglings just running straight into their death and their doom. And there's the GG by Axtab, and there's the GG by Strifecrow. And wow, after an impressive win from Axtab and Strifecrow on Game 1 in Scorched Haven, Mousesports' Ghosta and Sick be able to come back and win the next 2 games to take this best of 3 series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this 2v2 replay here on Tempest and this best of 3 series between EG and Mousesports.